Fog Wrestling back again with another NXT review. We're looking at the 11th of April 2023. And did we have a good show today? I think we actually had a decent show. I mean, by today's wrestling standards, we don't really dish out the highest of ratings, of course, but it is what it is. And NXT, I thought was actually pretty good. So let's dive in to the show. We kicked off with Carmelo Hayes. Basically, kind of doesn't even. I mean, it's kind of weird how Bron Breakker batters Carmelo Hayes last week. You know, the whole heel turn, and then doesn't really does not even involved in this segment, which I thought was pretty interesting. Out come Jade McDonough, Dragon Lee came out first, and it was just like, why has Shawn Michaels sent this guy out first? Honestly, did not understand this in the slightest. But Grayson comes out, starts running them all down, calls Dragon Lee El Stupido, which I thought was actually a pretty funny name. And then tonight's main event with just Grayson Waller, JD Madonna, Dragon Lee, Duke Hudson, all going to be involved in a massive #1 contendership match. And, you know, that's a big deal. It really is. Like, I mean, I'm not marking up, probably sound like I was marking it, but like, when's the last time we actually had like a #1 contendership match? Like, I mean, obviously, Cody won the Rumble, so I mean, you'd say that, but it just seems to be ever since in this Roman Reigns era that he picks it, or like the feud picks itself, and they just come out and start feuding rather than like an actual big match to build up to see who should face the champion. Back in the day, man, you used to get all sorts of stuff like that, but you know, #1 contendership matches, but now you just don't, and I don't really understand why they've distanced themselves so much from it. But we have Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeating Fallon Henry and Kiana James. Brooks in the Job Squad, Jensen cost him the women's tag match here, and it was an alright match. I mean, it was a title match, I guess. It was alright, you know. It gets a wee pass for me. Chase University come out basically and induct Duke Hudson as like the Chase U's MVP. Out comes Bron Breakker, and I tell you what, it's a good promo for Bron Breakker. He turns in to Scott Steiner. He turns into big fucking Papa Pump. I was all for this segment, thought it was really good. He then like batters them. He rips the Chase University flag in half. But who's he feuding with? Is he going to be feuding with Andre Chase? It just seems very weird. Or is his heel turn just going to be, you know, like taking place, battering like baby faces every week? Who knows? Some guy called Eddie Thorpe defeats Javier Bernal. Not exactly, you know, spectacular, but I mean, it's just a jobber match at the end of the day. Don't really care for any of these people, if I'm being honest. We then have Tiffany Stratton defeating Soulrika, and you know what? This was actually a good match. Yes, guys, I am turning around saying here that this was actually a good match. Is it hard to believe? Probably, but it is what it is, and there was some sequences in this match that I thought was actually quite good. Noam Dar is then backstage. Also, Tiffany Stratton won. Noam Dar is backstage saying that he's brought his talents to NXT, basically talking about, I'm the Scottish supernova, Alicia Fox, getting all that part. There's a lot of Scottish and like just British and Irish people on fucking NXT. Like, honestly, there's a shit ton. We then like go to NXT Anonymous with Pretty Deadly like outside this hotel room or motel room, and then Tony D and Stack go up with a crowbar, and they just fucking start battering them, and they throw like one half of Pretty Deadly in the back of the car and then drive off. Oh, it was a pretty entertaining segment. We then cut to Cora Jade backstage walking out to the ring. Cora Jade looking pretty good here, can't deny that. She comes out, cuts a promo, basically just runs down like the women's division, runs down Indy Hartwell, saying that well, how long did it take you to become champion, which I thought was a fair enough burn. I mean, I agree with that. I'm not gonna not agree with that if we're being honest, but yeah, basically doing that. I mean, she's good on the mic, and I think she should be getting the belt soon. It's Cora Jade, Roxanne Perez. I mean, they're really young, aren't they? Like, so I mean, that is the future of the company, I guess. Out comes Lyra Valkyrie. Just like, she's Irish, but I don't know. She just fucking sucks. I didn't like this promo for Lyra Valkyrie. Just generic. Very, very generic in my opinion. But yeah, she beats up Lara, Cora Jade, and that's it. We then have Gigi Dolan reflecting on her difficult journey to NXT, basically her and her brother grew up in this house. Her mum and dad hated them. Her mum said you'll never be anything happy in life, and then she's like, I ran away from my home. I don't know if this is true, how much of it's real or whatever, but oh, it was a decent wee thing, yeah, wasn't it? We then have Aja Dragonov taking on Von Wagner. Von Wagner gets beat. I don't understand why this Von Wagner guy keeps on getting beat. I mean, this wee Fale guy basically jobbed him out after it as well. I don't understand though. I really don't understand what's happening here. D-Jack then comes out and challenges Dragonov, so hopefully that's going to be a good match. I mean, D-Jack just looks the fucking part, doesn't he? He really does. Nothing more to say. Gallus are backstage, and then they come face to face with Schism, and of course the D-Ad are in Schism, right? Or Schism. I thought they got released. That was like 2 weeks ago that they asked for the release after Mania, and here they are. Don't understand what's going on. I was under the illusion that they were away, but they're not. We also had Tank Ledger backstage, and Joe Coffey's like, "Why don't you make your debut tonight, wee man? Come on, let's do this, pal." And then I thought that was pretty good. So, the family. We've got Tony D and Stacks backstage talking to Roxanne Perez, basically like, if you ever need help, Roxanne, we'll help you. It enters Zoe Starks, and then like these two have a conversation, and then Roxanne Perez is on about anxiety. He's like, people like you, Zoe Starks, won't understand anxiety. I just thought that fucking sucked personally, right? Honestly. Like, obviously these days everyone who's anyone will claim to having mental health issues, but see back in the day would fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin talk about anxiety, man? No, he just lay the smack down, or The Rock would, or whoever would. It just no, keep that out of wrestling, man. It's a fucking TV show. Like, I get it, right? I'm not saying it's not ever been in TV shows. Fucking Tony Soprano, Tony D, Stacks. Tony Soprano was depressed. He went to a psychiatrist. But come on, man, wrestling's never been about that. I'm all for opening up to the real world. But come on, I thought this sucked. Joe Coffey defeats Tank Ledger, and then after the match, we basically get Gallus, the Dia, the Creeds all brawling after the match, and just a generic wee thing. So it wasn't too bad personally. And then as that segment ended, I mean, this was actually split into two different segments. So like Roxanne Perez and Zoe Starks walk away, pretty deadly, come out a lift, and then they start battering the family. They rip off their leather jackets and start slicing it, which I don't know if they're going to be overly pissed about or not, but the family have been jobbed clean out. And you know what? Really good segments on this NXT. You cannot dispute it. I really like the segments here. The family. I mean, I love Tony D. Can't wait. Well, I can't wait. I mean, it'll be good to see him on the main roster, but you've just need faithful to him, right? And see these people that bum like Triple H. I don't give a fuck. I mean, we don't really know what's going on. Is Triple H in charge? Is Vince back or whatever? Who's booking what? He wasn't at Raw. Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if it's Vince or Triple H, man. See the people they've called up for NXT, right? The most people like the job out, and I have no problem with some of them, because some of them are jobbers, right? I truly I accept that. Like Johnny Gargano, but like, Triple H has not done a good job, guys, and people need to wake up and smell the coffee. He's fucking jobbed people out as much as Vince has, and booked people poorly as much as Vince has, but people just seem to kiss Triple H's ass. I don't know why. But that was a good segment. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are backstage to basically usher in a new era. But then we have the main event, and this was a good match. I enjoyed this match. I do like myself a wee #1 Contender match, but we have Grayson Waller defeating Dragon Lee, Duke Hudson, and JD Madonna. He pins Duke Hudson, so Jason first he get jobbed out. Sadly for them, but good match, good spots, can't complain. Grayson Waller backstage cuts a promo, says that he's ready to shock the world and win the NXT title. Now, my only problem with this is, right, I've actually no problem with the match or him winning, because I like Grayson Waller and he should be in the world title feud. But right, what was the point of Johnny Gargano beating him at TakeOver or Stand and Deliver? Why? What was the point? Well, I mean, fucking Johnny Gargano has disappeared off the face of this earth, right? So would it not be better for Grayson Waller to go over and have a victory over Johnny Gargano? That makes no fucking sense, man, right? And see, people are like, oh, but Johnny Gargano's an NXT led. He's a fucking bum, right? If it was Grayson Waller losing to Goldberg or Undertaker, I'd understand it, man, but not Johnny Gargano. That's just a waste, man. I'm not saying it's killed Waller's momentum, but it doesn't do it any good. So I really don't get that. I mean, I could rant on that all day. Like, honestly, like, who is the? I mean, I don't know if, I mean, obviously Shawn Michaels, apparently in complete control of NXT, but of course think that Triple H will have his word in on that. But that is ridiculous, honestly. To this day, I can't get over that. Why would you have Grayson Waller lose to Johnny Gargano? It makes no sense, man. Like, I know people are, but you need the happy ending or what. Fuck Johnny Gargano, man. If it makes sense, it makes sense. It's like at Mania, Cody Rhodes should have won. Cody Rhodes should have beat Reigns, right? And then Cody Rhodes could have feuded with Brock Lesnar for the belt at Backlash instead of, see what they did in this draft. Cody Rhodes could have won and they split both belts. That's what they could have done, right? I do not know why they did not pull the trigger on Roman Reigns. Is it because they want to get it to over 1,000 days and that's like a good thing? Which, I mean, the reasoning will always be pish. They will never explain things like that. And it just sucks, guys. But anyway, that is it for your NXT review. I actually thoroughly enjoyed watching this on a Wednesday morning. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Some good stuff on it. Nothing overly bad, but just kind of devoid of anything like great or star power, like good. It's never going to have epic moments on it. But you know what? There's actually nothing too bad on it. And I think a 4 for this day in Age of Wrestling is pretty good, folks. So I want you to leave your thoughts down below. And until next time, Fog Wrestling, signing out.